Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Batholkus, and this is The Boys, Season 2, Episode 3, Over the Hill with the Swords of 1,000 Men. Welcome, everybody. And you're probably wondering, where the fuck did that title come from? You can thank Garth Ennis for that one. It's actually from the comic book arc from issues 60 to 65, and it's titled, well, it's a bastardized title. It's taken from a song from the 10 Pole Tutors from 1981. And yeah, he of course is British. It's a UK band, and that was one of their songs, and he took the title from that one. But anyway, let me take care of some business first, and we'll get into it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you're going to see a video pop up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button down there. And if you want to know when I'm going to be live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every week. And I also have all the links to my social media on there too. So Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon, but no tiers set up as of yet on the Patreon. Wait until I hit 1,000 subs before I actually start, doing anything like that. I also have links to this YouTube page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. Let's get to it. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video, and you can comment down below in the comment section. So, where were we? Hey, Raymond and Joe and Stanley. What? Stanley? I can't hear you. So, yeah, so we're still, we've captured Kimiko's brother, Kenji, is his name. They don't really say it, except in the subtitles. If you have the subtitles working for you, they actually say his name in the subtitles because they preface it there. But yes, her brother is the boys. Assuming is Kenji is his name. The boys. God, sorry, I was reading your post there, Apple Car, at the same time I was talking. Can't do that anymore. And of course, Butcher has made a deal with Mallory to turn him into the CIA, and they're out on a boat. They're 3 miles off the coast, New York, and they're waiting for the CIA to come pick him up. And what could go wrong, right? Nothing could go wrong whatsoever. Also, at the same time, the whole Compound V superheroes are created, they're not born, and it's by Vought, breaks the news. So the whole thing that Starlight has done, comes to fruition here. Vought is losing money rapidly, and they're freaking out. Homelander, in the meantime, is still trying to play house with Becca and the kid, and he's fucking up big time by pushing the kid more than he should, and literally pushing him off a roof 20 feet to where the kid actually, his powers come on, and he pushes Homelander down, tells him to get the fuck away, and Homelander finally does leave. And he arrives just in time to hear Maeve on the phone with Elena, and hears the name Elena, which we're pretty sure he heard the entire conversation, given the super hearing that he has. So Elena's dead, most likely at this point. But yeah, and the way he was acting around Maeve, that, you're the only one I can trust, right? I can trust you. And, the, oh, fuck, kind of thing. Yeah. Maeve's in trouble. Elena's in trouble. This whole shit's going to go down at some point. I'm guessing by around episode 5 or 6, since we have an 8-episode season here. So, yeah. And we see everyone's reaction to being made, not born. Black Noir is sobbing in the hallway, most likely because it was at the time that they were talking about the psychological ramifications of having superpowers. And you see him sobbing in the hallway. The Deep is talking to his church sponsor there about the first time his powers manifested when he was 9 years old, and you can hear the goldfish begging for their lives in the pet store. Then also the beach, the aquarium, Red Lobster, things like that. Uh, so some scary stuff. And of course, this all goes to hell in a handbasket. The NYPD shows up offshore because the boat was, reported as stolen. Because of course Billy didn't do things like he should have done, and yeah, so the cops fly out there in a helicopter just in time for Kenji to break loose because of Frenchie, and he kills pretty much everyone in that helicopter, and they have to get away. And the deep, you know, going after them at this point with sharks and a giant and a sperm whale named Lucy. And well, of course, what does Billy do? But he rams Lucy with the little powerboat that he's got and shoves her up on the shore and goes right into her as well. Because Jack Quaid can never be without blood all over him. Huey can never have a blood-free episode. He's always going to be covered in blood. And oh man, and Huey is cracking big time too. At the beginning of this episode, we saw him going over that Billy Joel video, Don't Forget Your Second Wind, which is, the video is about some kid getting ready to commit suicide until some guardian angel steps in and, tells him don't do it. You got a lot to live for, get your second wind, all this stuff. And he leaves a cheesy message for Starlight about her second wind and everything like that. And speaking of Starlight, she has a run-in with A-Train about the whole Vought thing. And A-Train's like, what the fuck did you do? You don't fuck with the money. And she's like, money isn't everything. And he tells her, yeah, that's spoken like someone who's never had to worry about money before. So yeah, there's all kinds of ramifications that are going to come from that. So then we also have, the seven chasing our group and Kenji into the sewer, or the storm drain, I guess you could say, storm front and the storm drain, and capturing Huey. Well, Starlight runs into Huey and knocks him down because she hears Homelander off to the distance there. And Homelander basically tells her to kill Huey, that they're not taking him in, to kill him right then and there. That'll show her allegiance. And Billy, of course, is like, fuck this. And he releases Kenji to do his magic. But of course, Stormfront later on kills Kenji. And we see that she has no disregard for life as she is chasing Kenji and Kimiko and taking out this building. I mean, literally, she kills an entire family in their apartment, even though she just could have walked right past them. But she just kills everybody in the apartment. She throws some poor guy out a window that was in the stairwell. She is blowing up entire floors of this building as she's going up there. She is killing everybody. And of course, she kills Kenji, even though Homelander said, this guy's mine. No one touch him. And so he is really, really kind of pissed off at her at the end there for taking all his thunder, if you will. No pun intended on this. And so at the very end there, we see that Kimiko is just staring at Stormfront. She wants a piece of Stormfront now at this point. She wants to kill Stormfront. And that's kind of where we leave off. There's one little tidbit that was thrown in here too, which I didn't notice the first time around, and I had to stop the second time through. And that is Mallory asking Billy what he knows about an old soup named Liberty. And she has an old Budweiser ad that she's looking at, and it's a female person with a hood on and a mask. And I stopped and I'm looking at it and I'm like, that kind of looks like Stormfront. So I'm wondering if they are still bringing in Stormfront from the comic background as being around from World War II and all that stuff, and being integrated into the US and all that stuff. And that's what I'm thinking, because she was also, or Liberty was also in the background in episode 1 fairly quickly when Huey's going through the pawn shop, and it's an ad in the background for a perfume, and Liberty's on there too. So yeah. Oh, thanks. Right. I honestly, I'm not looking at the chat when I was talking there. I was just kind of got to going through it. Yeah. So I had it in my notes here of stuff that I had to talk about. So yeah. So yeah, I definitely think it's related to Stormfront. And she's tied into the bigger picture somehow. I have a feeling that she's actually the true owner of Vought, and that's why she's stepping in right now. And she's seeing how things are done. And the whole thing with her and Homelander, when Homelander takes down um, Edgar's and basically tells him to step the fuck aside, we're going to do what we want. That she's like, I never really saw you in this kind of light. And he goes, maybe you should. And she goes, yeah, maybe I should, kind of thing. And that sounded more like uh what was that TV show where the bosses go undercover boss, that thing. That's kind of what it seemed like, only a lot more, malicious on this one. Yeah. Do I think Stormfront gets killed by Homelander? I doubt it. I'm fairly sure that she's his boss. And yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe she's the daughter of grandkid of Vought. I don't think so. Yeah. She's got powers. So, um, what's up with Stormfront killing civilians and being super racist? In the comic, Raymond, Stormfront was a guy and was a Nazi, an ex-Nazi, not an ex-Nazi. You're a Nazi. You're a Nazi. I mean, that's it at that point. Who was around during World War II? He was one of the first superheroes, and after the war, the U.S. brought him over, and he became an all-American hero kind of thing. And yeah, and he hasn't aged. And I'm thinking she's going to be the same thing. I think that's what we're going to have there. Mark says, of what Dennis said about being Vought's owner, why would she care about civilians? His theory makes sense. Yeah. Thank you, Marks. Yeah. But also, since she was racist, and pretty much all the people that she was killing in that building were non-white people. So, yeah. If you take a look at the background, the Samaritans in Crisis thing, where they're handing out food supplies it's basically for the tenement building that she just destroyed. None of them are white people; they were all persons of color. Yeah, that was one of the little things I noticed too when I was going through there. I mean, Kripke is not subtle about the stuff that he places in there. Yeah, he is very to the point about things, and yes, so he will lead you with breadcrumbs as well, large boulder-sized breadcrumbs of what's going on there. So, and I did like Mother's Milk, telling Billy, he goes, you need to watch out for the kid. He goes, the kid is losing it, and he's your canary, and basically he's your moral compass. And he says, if he goes, we all go. And that's Huey's second wind, I guess, is Billy saving him from being killed by well, by having Homelander have Starlight kill her at that point. Yeah. Do you think Starlight would have killed Huey if not interrupted? Yeah, Raymond, because Homelander basically said, either you kill him or I kill both of you right here and now. And Huey just kind of looked at her and said, yeah, go for it. He was like, yes, do it. And she was going to kill him. And I don't think he's going to hold it against her either, because of the threat that Homelander is. So, yeah, good episode. I mean, we had a good episode here, and the deep, also the Homelander with the whole thing. Your vest got ripped. Cover that disgusting thing up. Your gills, your gill is showing. Cover it up. And just basically knocking down all the work that he just did on his self-esteem about his gills. And it's just like, fuck, man. Yeah. Applegirl says, I was kind of hoping we get a thread where Homelander's kid had no powers. No, we already saw at the end of the first season, his eyes glowed red. And so we already knew he had powers. They couldn't step back from that. They could have, but that would have been a cheat. Yeah. Raymond says, I don't think we saw Black Noir in the tunnels. That's true. We did not. We did not see Black Noir in the tunnels. But then again, we didn't see Queen Maeve either. Maeve took off as well. All we saw was A Train, Homelander, and Starlight. Those are the only three that we saw in there. And Stormfront, of course, came up top. And let's talk about A Train too. Oh, I forgot about that. So A Train is having heart problems still, and he's still pushing himself, and he's trying to hide all of this. And at the same time, he's just dogging right now Starlight about all this shit. And she's basically telling him, you know what, if you take me down, I'll take you right down with me because you're just as complicit as I am now in this whole VOT thing, the Compound V. And yeah, that whole thing, we'll see where it goes. I don't know if he's going to have a heart attack or, some kind of super speed explosion or something, but I don't think he's going to be long for this season. Yeah, I got that, Marks. I was actually going to lead off this whole episode with "It's a Whale of a Tale," and I'm glad I didn't because I just figured I'd share that with you now. That is a movie Fanobi level joke right there, or an Apple Crow joke too. So, uh, he will conveniently die at some point, possibly Stanley. Hey, Apple Crow, I wanted to involve you as well. Stanley says I spend too much time picking on him, so I figured I'd spread the love around a little bit. How about that? I know it's true. Yeah. So what else do I have going on this week? Well, actually later on today, at 4 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be doing Raised by Wolves episode 3 of Raised by Wolves. Tomorrow is going to be an episode of Is It Worth My Time? Cobra Kai seasons 1 and 2. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Yes, I know it's not genre, but I'm going to cover it anyway. Wednesday, I'm going to take a well-deserved rest break. Thursday is the new episode of Raised by Wolves. Friday is a new episode of The Boys. Saturday is Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. And then Sunday is Lovecraft Country, a new episode of Lovecraft Country. So one thing I do want to talk about too, I noticed that there's a lot of fans that are pissed off. About half the fans are pissed off that Amazon did not drop The Boys all at once. So what they're doing is they're review bombing the second season right now. I think it's sitting at like 47% or something like that. It's actually fairly low. And the reason why is because fans are pissed off that Amazon didn't drop all of them all at once, the entire season all at once. I again, like I stated in the episode 2 review, I am glad that they're doing it this way, that they're staggering it. They need to do it this way. Otherwise, no one talks about it after it drops, after that first weekend. There's no word about it whatsoever, other than if you have a fool like me on YouTube that's going through every single episode. So, yeah, I agree with you, Stanley. It is fucking stupid. I mean, you review bomb a show that you like so that you're trying to force them to drop all their episodes at once so that you can get your way. I mean, it's the tantamount to fucking children having tantrums is really what it is. Yeah. Apple Crow says it's hilarious. I mean, I like to binge it too, but I'm not going to cry about it. Exactly. Yeah. I hate that they did it, but I understand why they did it and won't review bomb it. Yeah, it's not worth review bombing. I want the what cut is there of that out there? I want the Ridley Scott cut of Blade Runner. Oh wait, there's 15 of them already, so no, we don't need that. I would like the Donner cut. No, wait, we've already done that too. Yeah, this whole thing about whining about cuts and stuff like that, and it really is just children whining to get their way, and yeah, I can't support it. So, oh man. So anyway, with that, I want everything and I want it now. It's Veruca Salt. Yeah. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the movie. Yeah, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So yeah. But with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you to everyone who joined me tonight in the chat, or today in the chat, I should say, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. And if you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up here at the very end. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible with one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like that, hit the subscribe button. And while you're down there, hit the like and the share button too. You know, like, share, and subscribe. And if you're still on the fence about I already talked about that. If you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there, and all the links to my social media is up there as well. So I will see you guys at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Raised by Wolves. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may wind up inside a whale, and it's not a good thing, really. Billy's just fucking diabolical. Thanks, everybody. I will see you in a little bit. Stay safe, be well, and take care. Thanks, everyone.